Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with a really nice recording. We were talking recently about Dvořák's Slavonic Rhapsodies. I forget in what context, but they came up in a conversation, and they're absolutely lovely, lovely works that don't get performed and get no attention and deserve much more than they get. And so I thought I would mention this very fine recording of all of Dvořák's Rhapsodies. It's actually convenient. It duplicates a Naxos release with Zdeněk Kozler and Libor Pešek containing the same repertoire. And what you get is the Rhapsody in A minor, opus 14, about which more momentarily, and the three Slavonic Rhapsodies, opus 45, which are gorgeous and as good as unknown. Really terrific works. The orchestra is the Pilsen Philharmonic, which is a perfectly fine orchestra, under Tomáš Brauner, who recently did the Slavonic dances with interesting interpretations. I mean, personal and decent. So it's worth hearing. The performances are quite good. The sound is quite good. The label is Arco Diva. Arco Diva was founded and is managed by Jiří Stýlec. Jiří was the managing director of Superfon for quite a few years, both before and immediately following the fall of the Berlin Wall and the democratization of the Czech Republic, which is now Czechia, and all of that stuff. And I knew him from way back. He's a really good guy, and he makes nice records. He makes really good records. He's the father of the conductor Marek Stýlec, who's we've seen on Naxos doing a lot of sort of classical period repertoire by Czech composers. So, there's a bit of a pedigree there. Anyway, Tomáš Brauner is a fine conductor, and these works are fun. If you don't know them, you should know them. First, we have to talk about the Rhapsody in A minor, opus 14. Dvořák also called this symphonic poem. It's one of his earliest big orchestral works. It's about 19 minutes long. It is a big hunk of romantic red meat, bleeding chunks of it. It is completely formless. None of it makes any sense. He's just having a great time doing all of the sort of Wagnerian orchestral effects that he could manage. And he had no idea what it sounded like. He never heard it. It wasn't performed until after his death, which is like amazing considering how good it sounds. But it's chock full of juicy melodies and ominous string tremolos and tons of bass drum rolls, climaxes that go nowhere, harp riffs, transitions that make no sense whatsoever. You can hear every moment where he builds up to something great and then sits back and scratches his head and says, "What do I do next?" as he repeats the last few bars over and over again while he's trying to figure out where the music's going to go. It's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. It's a wonderful essay in youthful orchestral enthusiasm. The brass chorales. That it also has the tune of the trio of the scherzo from the first symphony that was lost. Dvořák thought it was lost, so he reused some of the tunes in other works. It's da 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 dum bum ba da 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 da. He uses that. Oh, it's just marvelous. And as long as you have no expectations whatsoever as to form, you're in business. Because Dvořák was copying Liszt, who also had no clue what to do with the form of his symphonic poems, as often as not. And he was, the tunes are good and fun, and it's just a joy. It really is. As long as you don't have expectations that it's not even beginning to try to meet. Now, the Slavonic Rhapsodies were inspired by Liszt's Hungarian Rhapsodies, and they're every bit as good. Some would say better. They are wonderfully orchestrated. This is mature Dvořák. The tunes are fabulous. They're about 12, 13 minutes long a piece. So they're serious works, big works. They ought to make great concert openers. No one ever plays them. They are, the third has a harp solo opening that's just yummy. It's really, really good music. And they're totally effective and structurally cogent, and there's none of the issues that we hear in the Rhapsody. And like I said, they get very little play, and they deserve far more attention. And so you'll have all the Rhapsodies on one handy disc. Now, the Slavonic Rhapsodies have shown up on many other recordings, of course, as a group, as all three of them. But there are also some wonderful individual performances. I think the best of the three Slavonic Rhapsodies is the third. It's got a fabulous tune that's sort of loosely based on the tune from Berlioz's Corsair Overture. You know, the Corsair goes, you know, da 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 da, you know that thing. And this one goes, yeah, da 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 ba da ba ba da 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 da. It's quite similar. Dvořák played under Berlioz, actually, in Prague when he was in the Provisional Theatre Orchestra. He was like the only violist, so he had plenty to do. But it's a great piece, and probably the best recording of it is actually Pavel Berglund's with the Staatskapelle Dresden. That's a singleton performance, but there are a bunch of them, and you know, these are convenient and attractive and very good sounding. And oh, for heaven's sake, I mean, if you don't know this music, you might as well get it here. You can download this; it's available on iTunes and all of those services, and you'll be helping out a very good private label, small label, independent label. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.